Hi guys, I'm back with hair tip, common sense hair tips. The one other thing that I find is trimming the hair. We tend to look at trimming as us losing length, but trimming your hair actually causes body, and it also causes your hair to actually do grow. Once you get off those sparse ends, I know for me, my hair type is very curly, and they tend to curl on each other. I know when my ends are matted or need to get trimmed by the way how they start to connect to each other. But not only that, it doesn't hold a style, and you do that. If you was to straighten your hair that the ends are matted, you would see that it gets frizzy on the bottom. um, and you the thing about split ends, if you don't trim your hair regularly, it tends to climb up, and you can have long hair, and when you blow that hair out and you do take a look, you realize you got to cut all that off, because that length that you've been growing, that you thought that you had, is sparse. It's not good. It doesn't look good. Um, so I want to encourage us to take better care of our hair. And the important thing that we can do besides moisturizing and treating our hair and steaming and not oiling is also to trim. Trimming is very important. It should be included in your regimen. I wouldn't say, I would say typically you should try to trim your hair, six every 6 months or whatever the case may be. But I would also say to take the time to maybe after every 2 weeks, after you wash your hair, check to make sure that everything is good. Because sometimes the split ends do come from lack of moisture in the hair. So you might have more split ends on a regular basis than you would normally. If you know that you're not moisturizing your hair regularly and keeping up with maintenance, you could have split ends. Most times people go to the salon and they get the hair treated and trimmed and stuff. They're professionals take care of it. But if you're doing it at home, especially, I know I find like in the back areas, you might not be able to see it. See, the way how my hair grows, it's for the life of me, I can't understand this, but I can't see the back of my hair like everybody else, but I don't have that much split ends. Is that in the back of my hair that I will find right in the front, and that also could be from the different kind of texture. I have a softer texture in the back, and I have like a more of I guess I don't know, it's like curly but like very loose curls. So the my hair in the front is always like longer. Like I cannot get that wash and go bang look, you know, in the front, because of the way how my hair is. Now I was like, I wish my hair would flip around and I would have the front and the back and the back and front, whatever. However, and then I have like, I don't know if it's because there's a birthmark at the back of my neck that I have like a tail that grows. But however, I digress. But the thing is that you have to kind of just know your hair and know what your hair needs are. And we know as, um, I'm not even gonna say, well, let's just deal with who we are as African Americans or as blacks. Well, let's go with African Americans. We know we have different kind of curl types, and we also know they talk about porosity and stuff. I don't feel that the hair, that your whole head is one, may not be one porosity, because my hair responds differently. So if it's right in the front of my hair, And I find that there's more split ends in the front than in than I have in the back. Some, because you're right there. So it's just gotta like add with that at maintenance. We comb our hair, um, and we moisturize, and we protective style. I don't have to come on here and give you a tip to protective style, and yet we have split ends because we are not trimming the hair. I would suggest if you're going to protect this style, get your hair trimmed, and you moisturize already. Now trim your hair, get it, make sure it is trimmed and cut, and so that when you take your hair out, it's just for that however long. Because sometimes we have our hair in a protective style for people 2 months, 3 months, depending on what it is, especially us weave wearers or wig wearers. You got your hair braided down and you throw your wig, you're not even thinking about your hair. Uh, you know, so after you have gotten rid of the silicone, like we talked in the first one, and now we're like, okay, I'm intentional about moisturizing my hair. Now let's be intentional about trimming our hair. We're at a society, we're always like length matters, length, but health matters. Okay, body matters. Okay, um, so it's same way like if you're taking a trip and you're to take your car on a long distance trip, you take that car in to get the oil changed, you get your tires looked at, you check out the engine, all that stuff before you go on that trip. The same way before you put your hair on away, get it all taken care of. Okay, get your oiled and moisturize your hair, get that hair trimmed and healthy, that when you put it in a protective style, you're coming out with a healthy set of hair. And moisturize your hair while it's in protective styling. Moisturize while it's on braid, and I spoke on earlier, the very important, most important moisture you could put in your hair is water. So to keep, like we said, think of your hair or as a plant. Like think of your whole body system as a plant. Like all the different stuff, that the branches, all the different leaves, everything that is makeup of that plant. It from the root, from the stems, all that stuff feeds. So whether it's taking proper care of your body, vitamins, get on a healthy regimen. We're all trying to. Let's not like I don't subscribe to this New Year's resolution thing. Let's make a resolution for life. Okay, let's make a resolution for health. If COVID didn't teach us anything, it's prevention is better than cure. Okay, so let's think about how we can prevent, and to prevent you losing or destroying all that growth that you have attained or is trying to attain. Trim your hair. Trim. I know us folk, scissors, we run. We think scissors is not our friend. But believe it or not, it's our friend. Okay? Because if you think of our Caucasians counterparts, you would know that they will go and they will get their hair cut up, sliced up, trimmed up, but yet they have long hair. Not that black people don't have long hair, not that we don't have long hair, we do. But I'm just trying to show you that scissors is not our enemy. Scissors is our friend. Pick it up. Nobody said cut off your hair. Slice it up. You gotta know, if you're not educated and you don't know what a split end is and how split ends affects your hair and how your hair look when it's split, then go to a salon. Be intentional about going to a professional and getting your hair trimmed. At least just go there for the trim. You could wash and blow your own hair out and set up an appointment to get it treated, trimmed, and a wash and a trim. And so that way you're taken care of, you know. Or some people have family members that you know are skilled and is able to give you a nice trim and to treat your hair, you can go, but be intentional about it. We could get complacent and we forget that it is needed. You know, it is needed. It is needed. I I will look to see if I, because I think I documented. I had my hair. I was put in series of braids and braids and braids, and when I took out my hair, it was long. It was mid back. Not this. This is a wig I'm wearing. It's nice. But I had to cut the hair off. I had to take off, I think, about 3 inches because I got, I'm like, oh, I'm putting my hair away. I'm protecting it. Da, da, da. But I should have treated it, trimmed it, do all that before I put my hair away. And in the braiding process, you go ahead and take some oil and let that oil run through your hair. Spritz it first. Spritz the hair in that braids. Yes. And moisturize your hair. Tie it down and it would stay in place. However, or make sure that you pre-treat your hair, like I said, before you go on this long protective journey. Get everything checked. Treat it, trim it, put it away. That way when you bring it out, you can take off your hair. You're gonna still need to trim when you get out, but you shouldn't have that split end shouldn't be there because it should, lower on the ends maybe because it's dry, or maybe it wouldn't even need a trim. You probably just need a wash, but a wash and a treatment, because you did the pre treatment before you put on the protective styles. So yes, my common sense tip for your hair is trim. Trim your ends. Get them trimmed. If it's not something you understand, get to a professional and get your hair trimmed. All right? So that we can have healthy, long hair that's full of body. All right? Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back with anytime I think of a tip that I think is important, I will come with my common sense tip for your hair. Thank you.